Hi everybody, Jillian here. Welcome back to my channel for a new scrapbook process video. Today I'm going to be using the Maggie Holmes Balloon Collection to scrapbook a little fact about myself. I'm going to use these two 3x4 photos of me and my son. I'm wearing him in a baby carrier. And I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. So I kind of gave myself permission to use more feminine supplies than I normally would when I'm scrapbooking about my son. So I just pulled out some things I thought I might use, some embellishments, including this sticker book from Amy Tangerine's Better Together collection, the cardstock sticker sheets from both the Balloon collection and Dear Lizzy documentary. And then I pulled about 4 pattern papers from the Balloon collection to use. I'm going to end up using the black and white polka dot as my background paper, but I wanted to bring in this green stripe because there's so much green in the photos. These photos were taken at the park and there was a lot of tree cover and things like that, so I thought I wanted to bring in some green. So first I'm going to get my layout sketched out to kind of get an idea what I'm doing, and then take the branding strips off of all of these papers. Next, I'm going to cut off this chevron paper, and I'm going to, I think it's about a 2.5 inch strip, and I'm going to use that as a layer across the page. Here I'm just trying to determine what I want to use as a paper to mat my photos. I ended up going with the green stripe for now. You'll see how it turns out at the end. I knew I also wanted to use this bird pattern paper, so I cut a larger strip of that to lay on top of the chevron. So what I'm going to do is just place one of the photos at an angle to cover up a blue pickup truck that I didn't really want to feature on my page. And I'm going to go ahead and mat the photo. Or create a block for the photos to rest on. I guess that's a more accurate way of describing this. Now I know that I don't want those strips of paper to run the full length of the page, so I am going to trim them down. And then I remembered I wanted to bring in the reverse of that bird pattern paper. The reverse is like a lavender Swiss cross type pattern. So I'm going to cut a block of that, and it will go vertically behind the photo and those other two strips of pattern paper. So I'm going ahead and trimming these down a little bit so that there is some size differentiation between the two, like the chevrons that strip is thinner than the one with the birds. Also, something to be mindful of in the future when I'm using pattern papers that have animals on them, be aware of your cuts, because there is a headless bird situation happening to the left of the photo, and I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with that later. So I'm going to go ahead and lightly adhere the pattern papers in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and staple them with my tiny attachment so that they all stay in one block. And Missy Whitten has inspired me to start doing this, and it's very helpful. So once I determine everything's straight, then I'm going to go ahead and figure out my title. I pulled out a bunch of thickers, but I'm going to go with these two sets, both from Dear Lizzy. I have the font listed in the description below. I went back and forth on this title. It's not a strong title, I don't love it, but I didn't want to spend too much time on it. So the title is High Fashion, and I'll talk about that later in my journaling. Now, typically I don't mix fonts, I don't mix colors, it's not my favorite thing to do. And here you're seeing me pull all of the pink letters from this Dear Lizzy Serendipity thicker sheet, and I'm not really a pink person. So I decided to use the ombre letters, but the problem is I don't have the ombre A, and I've already got teal and pink, and I didn't want to mix in a second type of pink on the thicker, so I try and fashion an A out of the letter V and an X, but it just doesn't work, and I have to move on. Fortunately, I had enough letters from the teal thickers to be able to spell out the word fashion also. So I made peace with that by telling myself I could bring in pink somewhere else. Next, what I'm going to do is take the embellishments that I had pulled out, and what I'm going to do is just get a piece of wax paper and then start adhering things that I might want to use to it, so that I don't have to have all these sticker books out. I can just have the bits and pieces I know I want to use. So I'm pulling a few labels, some phrase stickers, some hearts. I definitely want to have a couple journaling spots for this layout, so I'm being mindful of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the heart sunglasses that I love from the Dear Lizzy sheet. I felt like this was a perfect use for them. Then I remember that I had pulled this specialty paper from the Create Paper Wonder collection because I wanted to bring in some gold. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple strips of that paper and then layer it behind the photo. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get my title down. That was pretty much a no-brainer about where I was going to put it. So next, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the stickers and the larger embellishments down. I went ahead and put the sunglasses above the photo because there was a little dead space on that bird pattern paper. Now, I really want to use this label sticker from the Amy Tangerine sticker book, but there's just too much trap space between where I want to put it and all of the layers underneath the photo, so I end up not using it. So instead, what I'm going to do is layer up some labels on the bottom right hand of the layout, and that's where I'll write the rest of my journaling. But first, I'm going to go ahead and put some foam dots underneath the sunglasses to provide a little more dimension above the title. Something I want to note really quickly is I try and make process videos that I would want to watch. And I don't necessarily want to see a new technique when I'm watching a process video. I really like to watch them to see how people are using new product. And because maybe they're combining things that I wouldn't have thought to. And so that's really what I'm showcasing here. This layout, this page design probably has been done before. So it's nothing groundbreaking, that's for sure, but I just want to share with you guys how I'm putting these products together. Next, I'm going to start my journaling, and it's basically talking about my style evolution since I've been a working professional to a stay-at-home mom now. So it's talking about how I went from wearing dresses and suits and heels every day as a healthcare administration professional to a jeans and t-shirt kind of wife, and now a jeans and t-shirt and sneakers mom. So it's something that I've been really aware of. My husband is a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy, and I kind of became that kind of woman after I married him. And now, as a mom, just out of functionality, that's how I dress. And now, instead of wearing some, cute shoes, I'm wearing sneakers because I need to chase after my son. It's just a little anecdote that I want to record in our scrapbook. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, I'm copying what they do in fashion magazines, where they credit the source of the clothing that's photographed. So I'm just simply writing t-shirt dress, tights, baby carrier from Target, my denim jacket is from Old Navy, my glasses are from Costco, and then my Nikes are just a Christmas present. Just to be a little silly, but also I think it would be cool to know where my mom and where my grandmother, where they went shopping for their clothes when they were in their 20s or 30s. So just a little something different I want to include in our album. So I finished off the journaling because I had a little dead space there. I went ahead and included a gold heart from the Bloom sticker sheet. And then in the top left of the layout, I have a couple of these phrase stickers from Amy Tangerine's Rise and Shine phrase sticker booklet. And I'm kind of fussing with how I want to layer those up. I end up only using the one pink one because I really wanted to bring some pink into that corner. Then I get the bright idea to move everything down. I do not recommend this, but it's something that in my mind I just had to do. It framed the journaling a little better. So here's a look at my finished layout. You'll notice that I ended up swapping out that green striped paper behind my photos for a different pattern paper from the Bloom collection. And then in the top left-hand corner, I went ahead and cut the phrase sticker in half and layered it with another heart from the Bloom collection sticker sheet. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I also want to remind you that I have an Instagram account, and I'm starting to become a little better about posting there. So let's be friends. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at HelloJillski, and I'd love to see what you guys are creating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.